So imagine this situation. You're playing some Subtlety Rogue, having utter amounts of fun, just immense amounts of fun playing some Rogue, and Subtlety is just one of the most fun specs in the game. And then you decide, okay, well, I've been playing a bit of Subtlety, been playing a lot of Rogue. Let's see if I could play another class. Maybe there's another class that will interest me. Maybe something I'll want to level with all the class changes that happen. And mages get decent changes. Arcane supposedly can stand on its own 2 feet now. Frost Mages got a change, and Fire Mages, everybody in the month has been playing Fire. So you can obviously tell that it's a decent spec and it deal insane amounts of damage once you have your burst lined up. So I decided to play Frost because I remember watching those videos. I remember watching Vertney playing Mage, and back then Vanilla you didn't really have specs for Frost, Arcane, Fire. You kind of just like had a mix and match. But then it's like old school videos of just Frost Mages playing, and like for example Cartoons is one of the mages I watched back in the day. Some of the crazy things you would do as a mage. You get in there, you get some deep freezes, polymorphs, instacast, mobility, great use of cooldowns, and just like such a cool display of skill. It was just a lot of fun to watch. So I thought, okay, let's give Frost Mage a go. And I'm sorry to say, that was the most boring time I've ever had playing Frost. I feel like if you are going to play a Frost Mage, Legion Beta would probably be the last place you would want to start playing Frost. Even Warlords General has remnants of some of the cool things you can do as a mage. But in Beta, I don't know, it feels like I'm just a PvE bot. It feels like I'm just spamming Frostbolt all day. First of all, Frost Mage lost CC. You no longer have a stun, and that stun, which also increases the damage that you dealt to the target, that stun was actually such a cool mechanic because it made Frost Mages unique. I liked it when all mages had it at one point. I remember back in Pandaria, that's what made Arcane and Fire somewhat viable, because you would deep freeze somebody, chuck a few Pyroblasts in them, and bam, you got burst. Or you would chuck a few Arcane Blasts in the target, bam, you could make Arcane work. And Frost, just the deep freeze is just such a cool ability. It's so unique to Frost Mage just to be able to stun a target. But all you got now is slows, roots, and a polymorph. You can grab something like Circle in order to freeze your targets in not a root kind of freeze, but like a CC type of freeze. But that's really it. You don't have Blanket Silence like you used to back in the day. No longer do you have a stun. No longer do you have Frost Jaw. You don't really have any of these cool abilities that you see mages of today use and just go 1vx. Basically what I'm trying to say is Mage was so goddamn boring. In terms of talents, there's a lot of cool talents and like really cool looking abilities. Like for example, this ability where a talent where you basically build up your icicles and then you combine them together in a single huge icicle and you just launch it in you for at least 500k worth of damage. But even then, those abilities, while they are cool looking and deal decent damage, it seems like the spec actually just lost a lot of abilities compared to some of the other changes from all the specs. It seems like Frost Mages basically lost what they had in Warlords General, and they just been losing abilities and just not that fun to watch. Not as exciting, really. I think the biggest problem that I had with Frost Mages, back then you had like so many different cooldowns that could be used for different situations. Some people told me that, hey, you know, they replaced Brain Freeze with some cool ability, and even that ability is just a placeholder spell. It's a longer cast. It doesn't deal as much damage. You basically, people thought like, hey, okay, you know, we don't really use Brain Freeze or Frostfire Bolt with Brain Freeze procs ever. They simply changed Frostfire Bolt to another ability. They didn't actually make it any more fun. They just renamed it, gave it a different icon, gave it a different spell effect. And it is worse than casting Frostbolt. So you literally just use it on proc. So I'm kind of sad that it's just an ability that's just there, and it doesn't get pressed unless you get a proc. So it feels like almost as like filling up empty space. You don't have abilities like Cold Snap anymore. You have a talent for Cold Snap where you can use your Ice Block twice in a row, but no longer do you have that Cold Snap heal. That also refreshes the cooldowns of your other abilities, where you could have some intricate cool things like Fire Mages had like a Dragon's Breath, Cold Snap, Dragon's Breath kind of combo. Yeah, it's just all this uniqueness. It's just like some classes definitely are more unique as Legion Beta goes on. Other classes simply lose a lot of their uniqueness, and it's just like kind of sad to see, you know what I mean? But then again, you guys should not take my words as this is just my thoughts. I'm not making this video either to upset anyone. I'm not making this video to get a bunch of mages angry and get a bunch of dislikes on the video. I'm not making a video for that. I'm not trying to do anything negative with this video. I'm just saying that when I first tried Frost Mage in Legion Beta, it just seemed so utterly boring. I have no idea. How in your Frost Mage of Warlords General, or even Pandaria, you will be able to get behind a Frost Mage now and be able to play it like it's nothing. I mean, I've seen Hogman Lowe's play Frost, play Fire, play Arcane, and even he said The Frost is kind of like a lame duck out of all of them. The loss of defreeze is pretty substantial. And then the loss of your other abilities on top of it. Just, I don't know, maybe too much of a loss. I understand Blizzard is fine with pruning, but a lot of classes gain a lot of abilities, or the mechanics get changed to something completely unique. But it seems just like Mage just lost a lot of abilities. Done. It didn't really get too many unique spells. It got maybe different ways of dealing the same amount of damage you would, you know, more bursty, like build up your icicles, for example. But it's not like, it just, all the things that made Frost Mage just so cool to watch and play when it came to PvP, when it came to montages. It's just like no longer present, just no longer there. And that makes me a little bit sad to see. But anyway, let me know, guys, what you think about this video. Let me know how you feel about the state of mages. I would love for anybody who mains a mage to comment on this video with your personal thoughts on Frost Mages. And on other specs if you wish. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Downer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.